And you're still watching Prime Morning. This segment is the News Flash segment, and we are going to take a look at what the newspapers have for us. And we also go into our topic for this morning. Today, we are taking a look at what happened in the Ashanti region where the NDC flag bearer, that's John Dramani Mahama, met with the clergy. We'll also take a look at the free dialysis for all patients who have been diagnosed with kidney diseases. It's good news, and so we'll take a look at it. About 6 months ago, or probably 5 months ago, the government gave free dialysis to certain categories of patients, and now it's free for all, and so we'll take a look at that as well. My guests are seated and poised for the conversation. I want to introduce my guest to you this morning. Representing the NPP this morning is Honorable Ayepe. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, my dear. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
By the grace, I'm also doing good.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Great. And representing the NDC this morning is Honorable Timothy Awantrim Atabuade. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, Rosalind.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Great. And a few days more to the D-Day, let me call it like that, the D-Day, where we go to the polls to cast our vote and elect the person that we feel should be the next president of the Republic of Ghana. And so I'll definitely ask my guest how campaign is. But before then, I want you all to go to Franco Trading Enterprise for all your gadgets. What gadgets are you looking for? Mobile phones, televisions, CCTV cameras? Worry no more. We've got all of them, and they are very, very authentic. Now, yesterday I was telling you why it's vital for every institution, every business, every household to own a CCTV. Now, imagine you're a parent and you're leaving your house and you don't know what happens in the home when your children are in the house of your, in the hands of your nanny. You need that CCTV camera. Now, you are not, maybe you live alone and you don't know if there's anybody going to break into your home or anything. You need a CCTV camera. Now, for you too, who is a business owner and you don't know what is going on with your workers, you need a CCTV camera. Everybody needs a CCTV camera. Go to Franco Trading Enterprise. They have all of that and even many more. You can actually download the app on your phone to make things very simple. So when you download the app, you can purchase whatever you want from that app and you get it delivered to you at your doorstep. For further inquiries, go to www.francotradingenterprise.com. Franco Trading Enterprise, still and still, phone per fee. And I did say I was going to ask my guest how campaign is so far. So let me start with Honorable Ayepe. How is campaign, Honorable?
Well, let me first say good morning to your viewers, especially the President, Nana Addo-Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the Vice President, and then the running mates, Matthew Poku-Prempeh. Dr. Bawumia is in the Ashanti region campaigning. And you know, Ashanti region is the strongest hold of the MPP. 2016, we had 75% of the vote. 2020, we have about 70% of the vote. And our target for 2024 is 80%. So we are working very hard to make sure that we hit our targets. So if you go to Ashanti region, every corner of the constituency is white, blue, and red. It means that the MPP is everywhere campaigning. Matthew Poku-Prempeh was in the northern region. This week, I think we dashed to the Bono and Ahafo region campaigning. Campaign is going on. Every corner of the constituency, all the 275 parliamentary candidates are campaigning. You could hear the adverts all around the traditional media houses and also the social media. Campaign is going on. And every indication on the ground shows clearly that Dr. Bawumia is the next president of the Republic of Ghana. I've followed the campaign for a while, Eastern region and Greater Accra region, and the indication is the Eastern region. We've had 64% or so in 2016, 60% in 2024, and definitely our target this around is 65%. Looking at the number of registered voters we have in our strongholds, Ashanti region about 35, 36, 3.5, 3.6 million registered voters. Eastern region about 1.7 million registered voters. If we win these two regions, in addition to the Bono, the Ahafo region, the northern region this time around, NPP is winning northern region. It's not debatable. We also have the western Western North, the Western region proper, the Central region we won in 2020 and 2024 we are winning. So we have targeted about 10 out of the 16 regions, of which when we win, we can easily win parliament and the presidency as well. So that is what we are gearing towards. People have accepted our message, especially the free senior high school that every household in this country, one way or the other, has benefited from it.
Fantastic. All right. Honorable Awantim.
Yes, let me say good morning to our viewers. Good morning.
Well, I didn't greet my good friend with the white beard.
Black
Good
and white
morning.
beard.
Yes, good morning. Aipe.
Yes.
And thank you for this morning, your brief on your campaign. But that's left to the voters anyway. Let me say good morning to my family in Tamale. Yesterday was the birthday of my wife.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Happy birthday
related,
to her.
yeah.
That's
Yes, and normally, you remember that the Second World War ended on the 11th month, 11th hour. And so the 3/11s was when he was actually born.
Oh, wow.
So I want to say good morning to her and the kids. May the blessings of our Lord Jesus Christ fall afresh on her and then the family. And we'll continue to wish her wellness, fitness, and then good health. May they say blessed. Yeah, our campaign, we've taken it through the corners of this country. Yesterday, you saw what happened in Kumasi about President John Dramani Mahama meeting the clergy, who form very important aspect of our country in terms of our spirituality, in terms of the mobilization and their contribution, not just to even social issues, but even economic and employment issues. They do employ, and they are the leaders of our spiritual well-being of this country. Every country has a spirit, and that spirit must be uplifted. And those in front always praying 24 hours to ensure that our spirits are uplifted in the face of economic challenges and quagmire. We have to meet them to sell our message to them and to call for peace, to call for tranquility during, before, and after election. And I think that was just the basis. It happened here before. And I know that the people of this country, having tested this government for the past 8 years, with failed policies cutting across almost every sector, they are not going to blink an eye. And they are going to vote the number 8. John Dramani Mahama, a credible candidate, incorruptible, a candidate who has been tested and tried, that his sayings have become a monumental challenge to these people.
All right.
So for me, I think that it is not saying that vice president, no, the people, in fact, it's an election that the people of this country already know. They've made up their mind long ago, even before the beginning of this year. They've made up, there's no amount of witchcraft. There's no amount of atomic energy that can turn the tide in favor of our brothers in the MPP, because they've done what they could do in 8 years. Your policy speaks louder than you. You do not even have to do campaign. If you churn out the number of failed policies, 40 taxes on the people of this country, almost every sector is a failure.
All right,
Unemployment
Honorable.
is on the ascendancy.
Okay.
Education,
I'll come back to you.
So
All
for
right.
me,
Thank you very much.
I think that the decision has been made. We are only strengthening it and selling our
Right.
manifesto,
Thank
resetting
you.
Ghana for just
All right, so I'll
accountability
quickly read what
and
the newspapers
prosperity.
have for us, and I'll start with the Daily Graphic newspaper. The Daily Graphic newspaper. Standoff in Parliament, solution rests with Speaker Afenyo marking assets. 4 MPs vacant seat controversy. Supreme Court delivers judgment today, and we are all waiting for that. That will be our main conversation tomorrow. So we are keeping our fingers crossed for this particular verdict. Vote for competence above other considerations, and CCE boss to electorate. The next newspaper is the ABC newspaper, the ABC. Unemployment, Akufo-Addo records better than Mahama, IPG reveals. Government support for Ghanaian businesses, my comments twisted. This is coming from Mark Dunn. Okay. So yes, he was under backlash by Gabi Oshridako, and now he's come out to say that his comment was twisted. Africa must end dollar-based pricing of crude oil now, African refiners president says so. My next paper is The Overseer. The Overseer, credibility and fairness, that's what they say. Come rain or shine, Ghanaians will make Mahama president again. This coming from Okai Minta. NDC will abolish double-track system in secondary schools, Asiedu Kitia says so. Court lifts injunction on NDC's Joanna Kujo. Ghana and Mali partner in the fight against terrorism, which is another good news. All right, so that will be all for this. The Daily Dispatch newspaper is my next newspaper, the Daily Dispatch newspaper. Mahama says he will abolish double track. It will deny 1.8 million students access to free SHS. Former GES boss says so. Ghanaians asked to protect free SHS by voting for Baumia, Education Minister says so. Africa must stop dollar-based pricing of crude oil immediately. NPA's Dr. Abdul Hamid says so. And Mahama hates free SHS. He will cancel it if he wins. NPP's Nana Boache. Economy Times newspaper is the next newspaper. Economy Times. Ghana backs $840 million oil revenue in first quarter. BOG's gold coin effectiveness to tackle Ghana's dollarized economy critiqued. ADB congratulates 2024 National Best Farmer. And that'll be all for the Economy Times newspaper. My final newspaper is the New Independent. The New Independent. Vote for my husband. Alan's wife charges and says he will be a better president. Alan Cash gains northern momentum as Alhaji Sadiq Boniface rallies Savannah region for change. A few stories here. Second D High Court clears NDC's Joanna Kujo to contest a Memphis Central seat. GUM chides media over perceived blackout for its activities, and I'll ensure VSHS is well funded. It has come to stay. This coming from John Dramani Mahama. And this is all that the newspapers have for us this morning. Now, I want us to take a look at what happened in the Ashanti region, where the NDC embarked on their campaign in a different style, not the regular style or the regular fashion that we know, where they go gather the people, speak to the people, but rather they gathered the clergy prayed, the clergy prophesied that John Dramani Mahama will be the next president of Ghana. And talking about that, we want to ask these questions. Do you think that's the right way to campaign? Are we over-spiritualizing elections or politics these days? Let's hear your voice this morning. Send your messages to us on 055-157-5757, 055-157-5757. Now, Honorable Timothy Atabuadib, since you are part of the NDC, I want to come to you first with this particular conversation. It looks like the NDC strategy this time has changed. You are more spiritual than going to the people. How so?
Well, we have, Rosalie, you have been unfair. We've always been spiritual.
No, this time is more.
Yeah, your spiritual life must increase as the day goes by, as the hour goes by, as the minute goes by. That is why we are called upon to continuously pray, watch and pray. It is not an issue, I prayed in the morning, I prayed in the afternoon, I prayed in the evening. No, you must continue to talk to the Creator and seek His intervention, even in the management of state affairs, in the management of our economy, in the management of everything that makes a human being. I have grown to know so much about the Spirit of God and to come to realize that there's nothing that you can be successful without the Spirit of God. If anyone who is watching it can say you can solely go or use the might of the nation to go get what you want to get, then you are a failure. Look at countries like even the Western world, where we think that they are much more not closer to God. Trump has proved continually that he's even not the fellow we think about. He's even much more closer to God. That is why he continued to say that Americans, yes, America is strong and great, but they must look at the one who is about. He continued to make the other hand.
But Trump was not voted because of that. He was voted because of the economy.
You will say that. The economy is, you cannot take the spirituality from me. You will say that. Fiscally, that's the way you are looking at things. But behind the scenes, you don't know what works out. You understand? He voted because of the economy. He voted because of the welfare. But how was it driven to? How were the people driven to vote? The people at the time saw that this was someone that, with the help of God, he can make America great and strong. Is that not it? And he himself, we saw pastors put their hands on him, pray for him. He has said, hitherto, I didn't associate Trump, because when people get fabulously rich and so on, they tend to neglect the aspect of our spiritual life, especially with God. They tend to arrogate that to themselves and look at it, oh, I got that through my hard work, through blah, 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 and so on. But where I've gotten to, where I've known, is beyond that. We also know of our leader, the flag bearer, and Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, their commitment to serving God and so on. It's clear to everybody. And so this election will be incomplete, and our campaign will be incomplete if we neglect that aspect of our spiritual life by not paying courtesy call to our religious leader and giving them the respect and making them pray. They'll pray for peace during and after this. If anything goes untoward, there are people who are going to call, there are people who will mediate, there are people who will call them together and so on. Remember, over 70% of the population is Christian. We have a Muslim percentage, and we have even people who think that they do not worship traditionalists. They are all spiritual in their nature. We need to evoke that. Ghana has a spirit. The Constitution even talks about the letter and the spirit. Our manifestos talk about the same thing and so on. So it will be improper on our part if we neglect without meeting such a large number of people. People listen to them. There have been prophecies from men of God and so on. Yes, but the prophecies in itself is not enough. Prophecy is a guide. It's a framework that this is your destiny. You must work hard so that when it comes and when the power comes, you'll be able to use the power in the light of God's word.
So are you happy about the kind of prophecies that have come so far? It's been a divided prophecy, Mom. There's those who are saying that NDC will win. There are those who are saying that the NPP will win.
Yes, but if you know how prophecies are a central theme of the Bible, both in the Old Testament and in the New Testament. Prophecy is still reversed. It is for you, the one that the prophecy is given, to ask questions, to go through. If there's anyone who thinks that he has not heard from God, and then he goes to say that God told me this, it is between you and God. If you actually heard from God, it is also between you and God. So for any other group of people, including our party, if you hear from both sides, you yourself must go into communion with God and pray to get a clear vision as to what the Spirit.
But one thing that people are saying is, you are too fixated on the spiritual aspect. You are not really going to the slums to tell the people what you are offering them, but rather we see you with pastors. Like when you went to the Ashanti region, there are so many places in the Ashanti region that you could have reached out to the people, have a conversation with them, but rather on social media, across board, we're seeing Mahama meets the clergy, big, prophecies, prayers, and all of that, but we are neglecting the work.
I don't think we've neglected the work. Remember that campaign is not just by the flag bearer. Campaign is also done by our executive at the constituency level and by our polling station executives, by our regional executive, by the PC himself, who go from polling station to polling station. In fact, that of the flag bearer is to give a general overview and the major policies, and for us who are on the ground, to drive it home to the people to make an informed choice. We haven't neglected. Maybe social media is not awash because of that. But the major players, like you are meeting the CSO, you are meeting your ambassadors, or you are meeting the foreign partnership and so on, are also part of the big campaign platform and so on. You obviously have pastors who also represent the big bishops at the local level. The message that they deliver to the president will be transmitted to their congregation who are watching. And in their preaching, they will tend to bring in and say that, look, you then from hearing from me and my big pastor, you can make an informed choice. So it is not true. In fact, you would agree with me that John Mahama has made so much, he has worked so hard. When he was made the flag bearer, he has crisscrossed this country. He has met civil society organizations. He has met you, the media, not once, not twice. He has done everything. On social media, he's there. Even at the time, he was reaching you through Zoom and other IT medium and so on. So for me, it is right to meet them at that level, but they have a channel of also transmitting the message to their pastors at various local levels. Be it, look at the big pastors like assemblies and so on. So for me, we are adding everything. We are not leaving any stone unturned.
All right.
Probably this might not even be the last. There could be a time that he has to call on all of us and so on.
All right.
Let's wait. But for me, I think that our message has sunk well, And don't underestimate our people at the rural area. They really resonate well with our message.
Okay. Honorable, we are not seeing this style from the NPP. We are seeing the NDC gather the clergy. The style from the NPP is more of they go to the churches, pray with the churches, and then go to the campaign ground. Do you think that for the NDC, their strategy is because of the kind of prophecies they are receiving? But for you, the NPP, you feel if you go to the people or you go to the churches, it's best?
Well, before I go to your question, I want to make it clear that when a party is campaigning, you make promises through your manifesto and also on campaign platforms. When you win, there's no political party all over the world that has won power and make 100% of their campaign promise. No. But when you make more than 60%, your campaign promise, more than 60%, we say, oh, this party or this government has done so well. We've done a thorough research of what we said in 2016 and in 2020. And the report is that we've made about 83% of our campaign promises. So if you pick the few ones that we have not been able to achieve, and you think you can run on that, don't forget that an independent organization has made a research and had an appraisal of 83% Ghanaians are saying that our major flagship program, that is free SHS, is the best that we have seen in this country. So you can tell yourself and laugh, but the most important thing is that 83% Ghanaians, if out of this 83%, 70% are saying that, oh, because of free SHS, we are voting for Dr. Bawumia, he will be the next president of this country. Now, to your question, you know, Ghana is a multi-religious group, or country. So we have Christians, we have Muslims, we have traditionalists, and we have others who don't believe in any of the religion. So when you are campaigning, all these people have voting right. So you must pay attention to all. So what we do as a party is that anytime the Fiber visits a constituency, the first thing we do is to go to the traditional authorities, that are the chiefs and his elders, in their palace. I follow the campaign in Eastern region and in part of Greater Accra region. That is what we do. You go to the palace to meet the chiefs. Then you sell your vision to the chief and his elders. Then you seek permission to enter the community because the chiefs are the custodian of those communities. After that, then we go and do something that we call stakeholders consultation. We don't want to pick and choose and select to get some pastors to give us prophecies. So what we do is that we invite the pastors, we invite the Muslim leaders, the imams, we invite the heads of decentralized institutions, like the head of Ghana Education Service in the district, head of agriculture in the district. Then we have the other associations, like the GPRTU, the Pro Tour, the Concerned Drivers Association. Then we have hairdressers associations, dressmakers association. We group them in a big hall. Then the Fiber will address them. So he will touch on every sector of the economy and then talk to every group. After that, we take response from them. And in most occasions, you hear some of these pastors and imams singing praises and thanking this government for what they have done and the fact that they feel, most of them, if not all, most of them feel Dr. Bawumia will be the right person to lead this country in this particular moment. So they pray for him. After that, we go and do something called meet and greet. The meet and greet is where we locate the hall meeting, the stakeholder consultation, to the proximity of maybe the markets or a lorry station or where the stores are. So whilst he's walking, he'll be greeting anybody that he meets on the road, anybody he meets, we go to lorry stations and all that. After that, we do something called Bawumia Connects. That is where we have the community connect or the youth connect. So practically that's what we do. So if you haven't seen us assembling some pastors alone and talk to them, we are doing it together. So this shows how Bawumia want to put all the religious bodies together. He visits the Muslims alone, that is the Imams alone. When we get to the point and it is 1 o'clock, he has to pray. You know he's a Muslim. Yeah. Then he will go to the mosque and then pray. But he doesn't divide the religious group and say, for me, I'm going to meet only Muslims. For me, I'm going to meet only Christians. But rather, he puts them together. Also,
could it be because he's a Muslim and the Muslims are in minority?
No, he's looking at how he can put religion together. You see, he attends church in most of his time. Anytime it is Sunday, when we campaign and we get to a constituency and it's Sunday, he visits one of the churches. I quite remember when we got to Upper West Achim, he worshipped with the Church of Pentecost, and I was there with him. They prayed for him. He attended the church. They were very happy to see him. So for him, yes, he's a Muslim. He doesn't discriminate like the way others want to. He doesn't discriminate. But you know one thing is that the reason why the NDC is so serious about this is the fact that their flag bearer, the former president, mounted a platform, insulted chiefs, insulted pastors and bishops. If you tell somebody he's a hypocrite, if you tell your leader, go to your hometown and tell your chief that you are a hypocrite and see how he handle you. For you think you can say it, but it's an insult. Don't go and tell your elder at the church that he's a hypocrite. You don't go and stand in front of your pastor and tell him he's a hypocrite. You don't go and stand in front of imam and tell the imam that he's a hypocrite. If the chief imam, the head of the Muslim community in this country, laid his hand on Dr. Bawumia and prayed for him, and he said, hypocrites laid their hands on Dr. Bawumia, are you not insulting the chief imam? If my church, the moderator of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, laid his hand on Dr. Bawumia and prayed for him, and you tell him that hypocrites laid their hands and pray for Dr. Bawumia. If the Okonfo, the Akonodi in the Kupong, Latte, if the head of the Akonodi, if Bawumia visit the shrine with the intention of going to campaign, and the head of the shrine say, oh, you've done well, and you are going to win these elections, and he said, hypocrites praise Dr. Bawumia, hypocrites. Are you not insulting the head of shrine at Akonodi? So for us, we don't want to discriminate. We don't want to, after winning the elections, you pretend over a divided religious group or a country. You see, what former President Mahama is doing, he's dividing the country. He's using religion to divide the country.
How?
How can you go and separately organize?
But meeting pastors, it has no division of the country. We do have different religious backgrounds.
So if you tell them,
how is that a division?
If you insult them, and then you go and select few of them, and are they not those that he selected, those that he met, are they not part of those that he insulted? So for me, what Dr. Bawumia is doing is the best. He's putting all the religious group together and then sell his message to them and ask that they should tell their church members, their Muslim leaders, he tell them to tell their members to vote for him. Okay. He even go and tell the traditional leaders, inform your members, these are my policies, they should vote for him. So we should do things that will put the country together religiously.
Okay, all right.
Not things that will divide.
All right, thank you very much. Honorable Ayefe is saying that with regards to what John Dramani Mahama and his team did by meeting the clergy, it's more of a division because it shouldn't be. It should rather be putting together. There should be unity. Yes, you want to say something, Honorable?
Certainly. Has there been a religious banter in this country since you were born and since I was born and older than you?
So we shouldn't start it?
No.
So we shouldn't do things that will bring
division. He's a Christian, and so if he goes to his pastors to pray for him...
I think you have a pen. Is your pen not working?
My pen is working.
So right. Has there been a religious issue?
It
is only under this frustrated government that their flag-bearing leader is trying to bring that religious division. It has never happened We have lived as brothers. As I talked to you this morning, my family, half is Muslim, and we are Christian. We live and eat together. From Sanoma throughout, I was in Zongwele in Tichman. We have never seen that. It is only under Baumia that we see him leaving his, where he says he's a Muslim, that he was called Timothy. I've never seen a Muslim person called Timothy, and that we are all waiting for Jesus Christ to come. I've never seen that. I have never seen that hypocrisy. I've never, and I want to see my lifetime, I wouldn't see that. Going from mosque to mosque, from a shrine to a mosque, and to Christian and so on. Just because you want to win votes, had there been anything like that? You are sitting this morning and saying, Mama called them hypocrites. At where did he say that? Let's be honest in this country. You say you want to build, please. When you were talking, are you not right?
I'm right.
So right. When in this country, you use $58 million, deceive God Almighty, that you were building a cathedral for him. Today it has become a swimming pool and the most expensive hole in the country. You send people, Karisames and who has taken out $6 million in the name of Ghana, trying to raise funding for a cathedral that never was. We are in this country. When diplomatic passport is given to Kwesi Boateng, who has double names and double mothers, to go chasing money, what has he done? They are paying them, as I talked to you this morning. In the name of Christianity, where did we go? You went to Israel, carried a stone, and brought to this country. Should we be going there? But my brother is talking about what? That there's a research that shows that their policies are working. I hope that research took into consideration the Afrobarometer report that said that 87 people of Ghana are saying that this country is on the wrong direction. I hope the report took into consideration multidimensional poverty. That says that in Kumasi, in the elephant belly, has the highest number of people whose multidimensional poverty has caught up with them. I hope the report tells us that 80,000 people have been yanked into poverty. I hope the same research will tell us that 14.7 people in Ghana are unemployed. And I hope the report is also telling that the dollar to the Ghana cedi today, 17 cedis, $1 is equivalent to that. And the fuel is 15 cedis. And the same report should be telling that you took inflation to 54% and it's now in its 20s. The same research should be telling us that the Bank of Ghana is now junk and there's a police officer sitting there. The same thing should be telling us that, look, what you did, the debt to GDP, we are in a country that we cannot borrow a dollar. We are the strict IMF condition. I hope the research that told you that your policies have succeeded, have taken into consideration that betting tax, winnings you are going to tax. And
but we know that, Dr. Mahama Over-Spiritualizing says he will cancel betting.
Wow, is it not an irony? You are you are head of the economic management team. You told the people that you're going to move the economy from taxation to production, which when you look at the face is good. And today, you have put so much pressure on businesses. Guta has talked, market women, every sector of this country is reeling under hardship. Look at the cost of doing business in this country. When you look at the IMF report, it's telling us that 10 countries in Africa are going to do it. 10 countries, Ghana is not among them. Even Ethiopia, and for the least countries are among these 10 countries. Ghana is not among them. And you say that you have done research. That research is left to the people of Ghana to decide. But for me, where I sit, the cost of living is so high to all of us, including the man who is championing their cause here. When we were in this country, when you came and told people with all the promises, one district, one factory, one village, one dam, Palugo Dam, how many millions? $12 million is gone. We can't account for it. 12 million Sky Train is gone. Should I continue to mention the amount of money that has gone down the drain without concrete evidence to the people of this? Did they vote for you to put them into hardship? Like I said last week, probably if you had done well, if 80% of your policies had been good, maybe your mama wouldn't have come to contest.
Anyway.
So they should be looking at that and channeling truthful data to the people of this country.
Okay, all right.
8.3 million, as the statistics of Ghana, statistical survey, say cannot get food to eat. You should be worried. Over 2.4 million people have mental problems because haircuts came people's pensions.
Honorable,
Dialysis you cannot even pay.
But dialysis is about to be free, though.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And that's our next topic.
There. Don't even go
that's
there.
That's our next topic.
People cannot pay for dialysis.
All right, your time is up.
Contracts are given without due process to procurement acts and
your
so
time
on.
is up, Honorable. Thank you very much. Honorable,
you can
respond to that.
Keep lamenting and lamenting and lamenting and proposing solution. Ghanaians are listening to you. You see, if former President Mahama is now coming for the first time, I wouldn't have responded to some of these things. He is somebody who has ruled this country for close to 5 years. Ghanaians slept in darkness for 4 years. Dressmakers, welders, seamstresses had their shops closed because they had no light to work. Today we are talking about things being expensive. Those days, under the leadership of your leader, former President Mahama, people were not even having the money, let alone going to buy the expensive things that you are talking about. That welder, who's having his welding shop at the wayside, was not having electricity to work.
The Honorable will agree that things have skyrocketed, right? Prices of things have skyrocketed. We will agree,
we,
right?
we agree that because of the global hardship, the global hardship and the global economic crisis, things has gone up. I agree perfectly.
You agree
but
that
the fact
CD
is
has
that
depreciated
it is
so
better
much,
than
right?
the time that there were no
Honorable,
electricity for the hairdressers to work. There were no electricity for the welder to work.
Let me ask you this.
No electricity, and your company, multimedia, were laying workers off because they couldn't afford 6 drums.
We haven't laid anybody off. No, we never laid anybody off.
Go to other organizations.
The time
where we had that industrial area.
We haven't laid anybody. No, we have to get the facts out.
That is the problem I always have with you.
No,
when it is my turn to talk, you tend to interject, and you don't want me to flow.
If you had not brought in
an ample time
if you had
to
not
say
brought
all what
media,
you started injecting.
No, I was asking you a question, but you didn't answer. You make your point, but I just want you to know that media never.
If you have
never laid anybody off.
An alliance
with
the NDC, fine, but allow me to flow too.
Make your points. But when you were making your points earlier, I never asked you any question. When you were talking about...
No, you started interjecting.
Are you saying that when you were talking about the fact that you people have been going to the villages to do your campaign...
I will draw that part of my...
Okay, now let's continue.
But I'm saying that companies were laying off workers because they couldn't combine purchasing of fuel to run their generators and paying salaries out. They were running at losses. We saw what happened. Companies were closing down because there was no electricity. We were here in this country where you took taxpayers' money and said that, we are going into poultry production. Then we got guinea fowl. We said, you came to Parliament. We're asking you now. You came for this money and you wanted to improve poultry production. People were enjoying the guinea fowl meat. And he said, the guinea fowls have flew to Burkina Faso. And we were so shocked. You took taxpayers' money. You wanted to plant trees. And we said, where are the trees? As MPP, we've planted millions of trees every year. We asked you, where are the trees? So you planted the trees in the dry season. And for that matter, the trees has all died. This is a leader who wants to rule this country again. We were here. This government says that, no. At times when you listen to some of these adverts that they are running, things that are being done, things that are already done, they are repeating that when they win power, they are coming to do it. Look at TVET. Now, TVET is free. Even my former school, Accra Technical Training Center, go and see the type of learning equipment we've given. Go to all the technical universities. The type of equipment, the learning equipment this government has bought for these schools. Then you keep on running out that when you come, you are going to make vocational education free. It is already free. People are enjoying it. Now, yesterday, I was on the program with one NDC and I said, your free senior high school has brought a lot of criminals in the country because after free senior high school, they have nowhere to go. Now, let us look at this analysis. We have a situation where somebody completed JHS and cannot continue. That person, when grown up, will not be a criminal. But when the government said that, no, there's a free senior high school, let me upgrade you from free SHS to free senior high school. Now you are saying that when the people complete free senior high school and they have no jobs, they become criminals. But when they completed GHS and they had no job, they will not be criminals. You see, let us be factual. Let us tell what we can do. As Dr. Bawumia is saying that this is what I can do. I'm coming to digitalize the country and lift the country from this present situation to upgrade it into a situation where every Ghanaian will feel comfortable. When they are talking about hardship, yes, it is a global problem. Look at what is happening in the United States, what is happening in even advanced countries where the economy have a strong shocks are even suffering. Today, there's a table on the currency of Africa. Ghana cedi is the 7th strongest currency in the whole of Africa. So you see that every country is suffering. But we've been able to run this country to such a way that if you look at the economic indicators as we have now, it's better than most of these countries.
All right, your time
in the whole
is up, Honorable. But of course, as the host here, I have every right to ask questions, and I will ask the questions.
Nobody said you shouldn't have right to ask.
And I don't. And I don't.
The moderator,
Honorable,
you should
please.
ask questions.
Honorable, please. When you were on the floor, you said I should. Wait, Honorable, please. When you are making your point and I don't have to ask questions, I won't ask questions. When I have to, I will. And I will ask you the questions. If you don't have answers, don't think I'm in bed with anybody. If you don't have your answers, you don't have your answers. Period. Please. So I will ask your questions and I have every right to ask the questions. Please go ahead.
Just say that you must be on a high-grade weed to think and believe that $1 17 cedis is better than $1 4 cedis in 2016. You must be on a high-grade weed to think that 750 billion debt is better than when it was 120 billion. You must be on a high-grade weed to think that the economy that is junk now is better than where you took it from. When the price of fuel, a gallon was 14 cedis, and now it's over.
Go to all the neighboring countries in this country.
Would you allow me to?
Go to Cote d'Ivoire.
Please let me read a few messages. I have some messages coming in. This segment is probably brought to you by
nobody has given you a chance to talk.
Let me read a few messages. Gentlemen.
You spoke before I
Gentlemen. All right, so this one says, Nanado consider himself astute lawyer, but Ghana's judiciary has been ranked an all-time low by Mo Ibrahim. Dr. Bawumia considers himself an economic wizard, but brought Ghana's economy on its knees. Seriously, Opana and his brothers are not who they say they are. They are fake. This coming from Patrick. Good morning, Roslyn. If I send all the messages today, what else would I send tomorrow from Moat inside Asatre Elembele? Good morning, Roslyn. Please tell Honorable Aipe that it is not noise-making an argument that will win them power. The NPP will lose power because we Ghanaians are hungry and angry to vote them out come December 7th. Please remember, Aipe, that Napo said that Muslims voting for NDC is haram. If he knows the meaning of haram, we will cry for Napo. The NDC will disgrace the NPP. The NDC meeting men of God is not different from Bawumia moving from shrine to shrine and meeting pastors to promise them salaries and later said it was a joke. For the Supreme Court, they shouldn't waste our taxes. We already know their judgments in our bedrooms, 7-0 or 5-0. What are they sitting to do again? Master Rahman, Sola Tuna Kalba. All right. Awuga, this one says, I'm Awuga Delali from Birkum. Joy Prime is still champion. Keep up the good work. The hardship we are going through in Ghana under NPP is too much. Even pastors are tired of NPP, and this prayer is a sign of victory for JDM as President of Ghana coming 7th December. My humble greeting to incoming NDC MP in Birkum East, Elder Simon Ampabing. Koresko Zakaria says that the great leader, John Dramani Mahama, has spoken out, poured wisdom of unity, not because I am a Christian, vote for me, but with humility, selflessness. Ghanaians will vote for you December 7th. Mahama is trustworthy, not doubting Thomas, like the confused driver mate. Mahama will cancel double track and complete the e-blocks, bring free tertiary for all, Great Women's Development Bank, the mother of 24-hour economy to create jobs. Mahama, Christians are for you, Muslims are for you, and all well-meaning. Okay. All right, so 1 second, I'm trying to get all the messages coming in because we have so many messages. So sometimes you are just be careful. All right, okay. So this one says, good morning, beautiful Rosalind. I'm totally disappointed in the NPP communicator in the studio when he was referring to President Mahama being arrogant and insulting chiefs. In my own region, Savannah region, when Anado visited the Damangorura and was asking him to own up to greet him or to stand up to greet him, may Allah save us from the hardship government, Ahmed Adams. Okay. Good morning, Rosalind. Who says Bawumia can be trusted? Is he not the same person making campaign promises since 2016? In 2016, Bawumia promised us numerous things like 1 village, 1 dam, 1 district, 1 factory, $1 million per constituency. In 2 years, there will be no village without toilet. There will be no village without water. Moving Ghana from taxation to production, arresting the dollar. We are not going to IMF, making Accra the cleanest city in Africa. Since 2016, that Bawumia started promising us till date. He is still promising us wherever he goes. These MPP people, what are they taking us for? They are behaving as if they are the only people that go to school. Common wrong they don't want to admit. No wonder the understanding of review is cancelled. Napo last came to, Labranga and told them, this is a bit too long, so unfortunately I can't read all. This one, Sami Boachi Asamankese says, the evident hypocrisy and double standards of John Mahama are on full display, especially following his denigration of religious leaders as hypocrites. It is crucial to recognize that Ghana's discerning citizens possess robust memories. Under Nana Bawumia's leadership, the NPP has accomplished remarkable feats unparalleled in Ghana's history despite navigating the pandemic. Fellow citizens, remain vigilant against the NDC's desperation. Cast your votes decisively for Dr. Bawumia and NPP, listed as option 1 on the ballot. Ensure a prosperous future for your children by preserving free SHS. Kudos to Honorable Echampong. All right. This one says that the NDC, with their short memories, think that Ghanaians are indeed having short memories. How can any meaningful countryman forget about the dooms or the cancellation of the training allowance, freezing employment? The current situation we are in is not in Ghana as compared to the NDC time. Aziz Bayo from WA. Okay, this one says, tell the NPP man to act with... No, I don't want to read this one. Hello, good morning, Rosalind. See, let MPP tell all of their lies against JDM. He's going to win hands down, and tell the NPP man to stop comparing current Ghana economy to the USA. All right, so this one says that... Oh, sometimes you are trying to... All right, so I'm trying to get everything, okay? And... Things are not skyrocketing because of the economy. Things are skyrocketed because of individual partisan marketers to prove that the economy is in hardship. If you doubt, go to 3 sellers at different markets and buy same things and look at the price ranges from all the sellers and vividly ask what party he or she belongs to. Know how the country is at stake due to this issue. Really? Ahassan Sise from Zenu Central says, this year's election will surely tell us what Ghanaians want. Either we want good governance, development, rule of law, correct justice delivery system. Madam Rosalind, MPP man in your studio is a classical example. Dr. Bawumia is seriously campaigning on religious and tribal lines, and Napo has the gas to go to the north and tell them voting for JDM is haram. What does it mean? Good morning, Rosalind, and your able and noble panelists, especially the NDC member, and hope you're doing well. Please, Rosalind, it saddens my heart if you call such people honorable, of which they don't deserve. Oh, they are honorable. Please, I'm sorry, they are honorable people. It takes a lot to earn that honorable title. I can actually assure you of that. Rosalind, good morning. Please, how can 27 cedis per bag of cement during Mahama's time be worse than today's 105? We thought Mahama was bad, but they are worse. That's why we are bringing back Mahama. They are sick, but they themselves are not seeing it. How can 40 cedis per dollar be better than 16 cedis per dollar? We are suffering. Oh, John B., Is it 16 cities where you are? If it's 16 cities where you are, let me come there and come and change my money, okay? Rosalind, when we talk of doomsday, Mahama should be applauded. Mahama is not the cause of doomsday in Ghana. If there was no doomsday in Kufuor's time, why did he assembly pastors in Kosombo to pray? Okay, you won't say to pray over the dam. Mahama rather took a bold step and fixed it. Madam Rosalind, why did you allow the NPP man to lie? I thought you don't allow... I didn't allow anybody to lie. He didn't lie anyway. Good morning, Rose. The cost of free SHS annual is 1.8 billion Ghana cedis and is projected to cost us 2.1 billion Ghana cedis. John Mahama told us he would not spend 2 billion cedis on free SHS. Now that it's going to cost us more than that, how is he going to manage it? Because such that schools don't close down because of financial issues. Please I want him respond to this question to allay our fears. Okay, so Honorable.
There have been a lot of statistical data
to
show how much even the current free HSS have cost the people of this country, that the figures do not even tally what the minister churns out all the time. In any case, Mahama has said, we have said it, that look, we are going to improve on the free HSS, ensure that infrastructure is provided, ensure that whatever that is the challenge or the future, we are going to improve and provide better service. Are we happy that our people, our students in school, including our children, are not eating well and so on? The research is replete. Education Watch and Oxfam did their research and know how much people are paying. Must we come and regurgitate all those things?
Okay, Honorable.
I said it yesterday.
If the Honorable Ipe wants to respond to that.
And I just wanted, okay.
Honorable Ipe, you want to respond to that?
Respond to
what the guy said? The gentleman.
I will not respond to you.
All right. Good morning, Madam. When was the last time you have seen JDM or any other NDC member ever say Christians for JDM about what the MPP Baumia and his NAPO have been saying? So if there is any division, then it is NPP Osman Baga. This one says, good morning, Joy Prime. Ghanaians know how much was fuel when Mahama was a president. We know how much was $1, 4.2 now. We know how much is fuel. We know how much is dollar. Salman, okay. I think I have so many messages. I might have to take a break and come back and read most of the messages. Let's go into our next topic, which happens to be the free dialysis conversation. Now, government is promising free dialysis for patients who have been diagnosed with different kidney diseases, of course. It's good news, I must say, because it costs so much for one to go through dialysis. I remember about 3 years ago, it was $350 per session. Now I hear it's over 700 cedis per session. So this is good news. Now, earlier this year, the government gave it to certain criteria of people. It wasn't for all. It was for a certain age group, and it was for certain individuals as well. But now it's for all, which is good news. And so there are a few questions that we have to ask about it. Of course, as much as it's good news, we need to know how the implementation process is going to be like, and we can jubilate. So we are jubilating, but the implementation process is also very, very important. And so you can still send in your messages to us on that particular conversation. And since it's coming from the sitting government, I'll start the conversation with Honorable IEP. Honorable.
Well, it started some time back when people started complaining that dialysis is expensive at times when they go, the machines are not enough. So you have to be on the waiting lists. And you know, it's something that you have to do, if not late night or twice a week. So when you have to wait for a week or more before doing it, then your system is being polluted. You know, when your kidneys are not working, definitely you need all the urine and the waste in your blood will circulating into the body, and you know the harmful effect. So the government took it upon itself to say that, no, we want to assist. So we started by making some category of some of the patients free, especially those above 60 and also those below 18, and a certain percentage to those who can afford. Government was meeting them halfway. After that, we got to know that, yes, we've made this, but still there are not enough machines, dialysis machines, to take care of them. So government imported about 50 of them and gave it to the tertiary hospitals, Kolebu, Kofanoche, and then Cape Coast and many others. And then still, we saw that, yeah, the machines are there. Those that even we subsidize for them can still pay. So government took it upon itself. They said, why not supporting National Health Insurance Authority and put it into the scheme, or on the scheme, so that every Ghanaian who is having such a challenge will have a free dialysis. So indeed, government has kept to his promise by making it free for all. So even arrangement is being done to get more machines to add to those that have been imported, so that every hospital that you go, especially when, if not all the hospitals, but the regional hospitals, we have dialysis machines. When I know God is going to make Dr. Bawumia the next president of the Republic of Ghana. When he becomes president, we'll make sure that all the district hospitals that we are building under the Agenda 111 and others will also have dialysis machines. And then people will not travel, because if you are in Ayesuano and you have such a challenge, you have to travel to Kolebu twice every week to get this thing done. So when we get it closer to the district hospitals...
So currently, we don't really have enough dialysis machines?
Machines in such a way that the district hospitals will also have one. You see, at times, it's not the cost of the dialysis, but the distance that you have to travel to get to a point where the machine is, that you can even access it, is a challenge. If they are taking about 500 or 700 Ghana cedis per dialysis, and you have to use about 100 or 200 Ghana cedis to travel from maybe my constituency, Ayesuano, or maybe from Tamale to Kumasi before you can access. And it's something that you have to do twice a week. You can imagine. It makes some people relocate. Those who are having such a challenge, if the machine is in Kumasi and lives in Tamale, he has to relocate to Kumasi so that at least twice a week he can get access to the machine.
So how soon are we to expect machines?
As for those machines, they are in. The first 50 are in, and we are looking at the rest. Will come very soon. And also, quickly, right from next year, it's December 1st, National Health Insurance is going to, they've put it on their machine. Processes is being done, and by 1st December, anybody who will go to any of the dialysis center is going to access it for free.
Okay. Honorable.
Rosalind, you see, we can't trust this government. The issue of dialysis has come up time and again. We've discussed it here, replete all over the country. People even got so much annoyed. The medical officers, even in Komfo-Anokye teaching hall, told us that there was 1.5 dialysis machine working. If this government cares a lot about the people in dialysis and other debilitating sicknesses like cancer and other things, they should have put in place a fund, a proper fund to even take care of them. Up to now, as we talk, as the government declared at the time that dialysis, the dialysis for the kidney patients will be free up to date, we've not seen that. Kolebu is also complaining and so on and so forth. The question here is this. Bawumia, and that is why we've been attacking his credibility. You say that it will start in 1st December. He knows this morning that Common Fund, Get Fund, National Health Insurance has a formula for approval in Parliament. He knows it. And if it is not approved, you cannot do it. Has it been approved? Have they allocated funding for it? Or you are doing it for political expediency? Is it in the budget? Already, National Health Insurance is burdened with a lot of unpaid bills and so on.
Is it the same Parliament that approved of this?
No.
Because Parliament approved of this.
Parliament approved what?
Of the free.
No, it is look, it is done by this. It is not approved. Rosalind get this thing. He knows and I know that Get Fund, National Health Insurance, Common Fund has a formula for approval. Even after budget allocation, they have to come and meet the committee to approve it for the spending. It is not just by some whimsical platform pronouncements. It goes through parliamentary approval. Every public funding must go through Parliament. And we are all for it, including him and all of us in this country. Because we've seen that how many are the number of people who are suffering from kidney problems and so on? 18 lives have been lost. Even at the point that government said they were funding this thing, lives are lost and they were not caring. They were not caring. And we've all talked about how much was it. Was it about 4 million? So $1 million is about 60 million, 70 million. $1 million could have been put in a fund for that. Let's have a sustainable way of funding, and that funding should not ever deplete. We know the challenges that confront the national health insurance. By the way, I agree with him and I agree with you that everything that we must make to make the health of the people of this country cheaper and better, we have to do it. That is why we captured in our manifesto page 120, no, page 108, that we establish a Ghana Medical Care Trust Fund to support the cost of persons with chronic diseases such as kidney, cancer, and heart diseases. We should be thinking of setting aside a fund. We can do that, even if it is by 0.something% of a PESWA, we can always get that. Because that is the same formula that is used for Get Fund, this assembly, and then the other funds as well. And I know that people are ready to contribute. Just like I think there is even a fund for people who are having heart operations and the cardiothoracic, cardio problems and so on. We should be able to look at innovative ways. Because when you even look at government spending...
So what you're trying to say, Honorable, are you trying to say that this is not sustainable?
No, that's not what I said. I said that even now, it has not even been approved. Starting from first, because we need to present this year's budget. You know, we have to present a budget that will capture the proposals for it to operate from January for the first 3 months. The budget is in a stale mail as we speak this morning, and that we don't know when they'll bring it to Parliament for approval when the elections are there. So what I'm telling you is that if they were genuine in the establishment or ensuring that they do, I've listened to Okoboy several times on the challenges plaguing national health. And he said that, look, if government is honest and release the fund, the total fund, as we talk now, it has been collateralized. As we talk now, Get Fund, national health has been collateralized. So they do not even get the full payment. We don't want to start like a deceptive move. Oh, we are getting them 2-3 months, we are stranded again. We must have a sustainable way. That's why I said that if it to mean that we have to put 0.something% on something that we do. Look at the taxes on fuel and so on. Just not kidney, like we talked about, chronic diseases and heart diseases. Especially the treatment of these diseases or the management is so expensive.
So then we need Parliament to sit again. Because so for now, the parliamentarians are making things very difficult because if the government has this great initiative, and I'll say that this one has nothing to do with party colours. It has everything to do with every person. Imagine you are a patient who has kidney disease, and you hear of good news like this, and then you see our parliamentarians fighting over majority and minority in Parliament at the risk of your life. I mean, they're toying with us. The parliamentarians are toying with us. We put them there, but they are fighting over power. Who is majority? Who is not majority? And this has to be passed. Because if this has to be passed so that by 1st of December, any family member of yours, or even you have kidney disease and you get free access for, dialysis, why not?
So as part of it, we said
your
that
time is up,
to
decolonize, which
please,
actually not
please,
factual, that I want to rebut. Yes, we have formula for the national health insurance budget. They bring their formula to Parliament, then we approve for them. So also it's a road fund, common fund, Get Fund, common fund. In the formula, you always see contingency fund, which has been approved in addition to the formula they normally bring to Parliament. So it has been passed. So if at a point in time, national health insurance have to use some money to cater for those who are having kidney issues before the next formula will come. And you know the next formula will come to Parliament in the next 3 months. So if they go into their contingency fund to pick any money to support those who are suffering from kidney, and you sit here to say that because there's a formula, they cannot go into the contingency fund, it is not correct. The fund has been approved, the formula has been approved by Parliament. And in that formula, about 10% or 15% contingency fund. It is in there, so they can use it to support the kidneys. They don't wait till the next Parliament or Parliament sit on the formula. So
whether Parliament sits or Parliament doesn't sit,
they still have
the 1st of December,
they have some amount that can take care of the program that we are bringing.
Can that amount take care of the program?
Not for a full year, but at a certain period before the next formula comes. By the next February, March, we should get the next formula being approved by Parliament. So whilst waiting for, there's a contingency fund. They can use that to take care of the system. Apart from that, apart from that, government can go into the consolidated fund and say, National Health Insurance, I want you to add this, but I know it is very expensive. It may collapse your system. So apart from the National Health Insurance Fund that you use, I'm also making a donation from the consolidated fund, this amount, to support you so that you hold these people. And
So
he's talking about not
who's supposed to
trusting
release that money?
from the Ministry of Finance. But for the contingency fund, it will come from their National Health Insurance Fund. Yes. And he's saying that, maybe he was not listening to me, that you cannot trust this government. We said that the 50 dialysis machines are already in. We said that we've made provision for subsidy and others who are also getting it free. And those people are enjoying those subsidies. Those who are supposed to get it for free are enjoying it. What we are saying now, we are adding to what we are doing now. So if you can't trust us, I'll tell you, I'll give you dialysis machine, the machines are in. I'll tell you, I'll give you subsidy, the subsidy is in. Kolebu Dialysis Center was closed down. We've helped them to pay what that debt that they have, and it is operating. Then you sit here today, you can't trust who. If you can't trust anybody, then it's a former President Mahama.
Okay.
That we cannot trust. The man who let us sleep in darkness for years. He's the one that we cannot trust.
Okay, please.
Ask him, why was the emergency fund that is attached not triggered when the issues of dialysis came and is being triggered in December? Ask him that question. Ask him before.
You don't.
No. I'm only proving you wrong.
Can I answer?
He's supposed to.
Yes.
Why was it not triggered? Because it's emergency, is that not it? Why didn't you use when the issue of dialysis became a problem and you waited till 18 people died and you are triggering it in December? What does that tell you? It tells that they are dishonest and they want to hoodwink, they want to hoodwink people. You are telling me that, look, the only emergency fund that we know that you use according to you, was that you passed behind Parliament and put emergency fund into the cathedral. That became an issue, and Parliament said they didn't approve it. Is that not true? You are laughing what? What are you laughing?
I'm laughing because what you are saying is not
contingency
true.
fund.
We are discussing national health insurance.
Allow me.
And then you took
contingency fund behind the scenes at the back door that was not approved by Parliament and went and poured into a hole. That contingency fund you poured into the hole could have done what you are telling us today. And trust me, the contingency funds are still, because of the fact that there's a tendency for managers of contingency funds to misuse or misdirect them, they have to appear before the committee, so if it is health or education. You have to explain yourself. I am saying that because of the tendency for managers of the fund to misuse contingency fund into areas that they are not supposed to use when they are hard pressed. Before you use that has been approved by Parliament, you must appear the parliamentary subcommittee on health to get approval. That is one. Two.
From what you are saying, this contingency fund that has been approved that could be used for this from the first still needs parliamentary approval.
Yes, the committee, you appear before them. You know this thing.
Hey, I've been a committee chairman in Parliament for years.
You know that when you approve a budget, it's also dependent on the releases. You can approve it, but the Minister of Finance might even cut out, they may not give you the full approval.
You are contradicting
I'll come back to you.
Please.
You see what happens?
I'll come back to you.
What happens is that the contingency fund, when it's approved together with the whole formula, you use it. But before you come again for the next formula, or when you are coming for the next formula, you must show to the committee or prove to the committee how you use the contingency fund. You don't come and ask for the use before you go and use it because they've approved it for you. But before they can approve the next formula for you, you must convince members how you use the previous contingency fund. If you are not satisfied, we can even reduce the percentage for you. So it is not about you coming to seek permission again from members of Parliament before you use it. It is not like that.
So
you go ahead and use it. But for me, that one is a convention. There's no law to say that before we approve the next formula for you, tell us how you use the contingency fund. But if I'm the chairman, I'll make sure that you convince me how the contingency fund is used before we approve the next one for you. It's a convention, something that committee chairman and committee members are doing. The CEO or the ministry is not bound by any law.
Okay, help me understand. Honorable, hold on. So help Ghanaians understand this. The contingency fund is there.
Yeah.
If you want to go and take it, you don't need anybody.
You
to
don't
go
need
and
it because you have sought parliamentary approval already.
So you just go and
You
take
just go and use it. But if you appear before me as a chairman and my committee, I'll make sure that if you have touched it, if you haven't, fair enough. But if you have touched it, you tell me how you use the money before we go ahead to approve the next one for you. Okay. Yes. But you don't come to seek my permission
to use the money.
No. That is not how it works.
Rosalind, check this. Check that. The contingency fund, he says he approved it. When they were using it for the cathedral, why did the members of parliament say it didn't come for the approval? Why did they say that? Even though it has the whole appropriation bill has been approved.
Exactly, with the contingency
fund.
Appropriation
bill with a contingency fund
exactly
approved. But in order to use it, I told you that the issue is that there is a tendency for managers of these funds to divert them into.
So when you are coming for the next approval, you tell me how you use the money.
That is why
you don't come and seek another approval. There's something that has been approved by the appropriation bill.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. That's why when they appear before the PAC, they are queried on the use.
Yes,
why didn't you go back? Yes.
PAC is after use. You don't go to PAC before you use it.
That's what I'm saying, that you must. So when it happens, so, I appeared before the committee for health to seek permission to use it for this.
All right,
the minister is not bound by any law or by any convention.
All right, so I'll read a few messages.
By the time they approved it, you know the issue of dialysis and chronic disease has not been captured to be paid by what do you call it? By the
that is why the contingency.
That is where you have to go in for approval.
Any expenditure.
All right, so on that note, I'll read a few messages that have come in. And this one says, Rosalind, this dialysis thing is one of Baumia's political gimmick just to buy votes. Nobody's against this, but we know who Baumia is. Okay, I can't read it. I don't know what this one says. I lack something, and I can't even see it. This one is coming. This one says that there are some policies that need our total national support, irrespective of the political party that initiates it. The NDC must put partisan politics aside and support this free dialysis project by the government. Kwesi Reynolds in Agwana. I'll read my last one, and we go. This government thinks about the ordinary Ghanaians, taking the burden of the poor and needy. God bless Nana Baumia government needs to be maintained to move this government forward. I'm highly disappointed in the NDC. He should tell me what his party NDC did to help the people on dialysis. You have been in power for 16 years and millions of people died as a result of kidney failure. You are now talking about manifesto. Come on, stop the cheap politics. NPP brought free basic school, free maternity, health insurance, free SHS, and now free dialysis. What did the NDC also bring? Nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing free. Shame on you guys, Master Planner, Junior, Kintampo. All right, so this is all time will permit us for this particular segment. I'll say a very big thank you to my guest for making it here this morning.
Our Honorable, I want to say something that has gone into a very dangerous.
What did I say?
Nobody pick contingency fund from National Health Insurance Fund to the cathedral construction.
I didn't say that.
That is what you said.
No.
You see, when we're discussing contingency fund,
I didn't. You can play
we are using to finance.
No,
dialysis.
I didn't say that.
And he also said that why should we wait for 1st December? I said we are already paying for people.
Right, so
we've already purchased the dialysis money.
The
December thing
contingency fund and poured into a hole.
What contingency fund are we talking of? Is that not necessarily contingency fund?
No.
But which one?
But there are different types of contingency.
Exactly. Every budget has a contingency fund.
But even the
contingency fund we are talking about is
I would say very big thank you to all of you for staying with us. And gentlemen, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Honorable Ayibe represented the NPP and Honorable Timothy Awontremu Atabwade represented the NDC this morning. And from the 14th to the 17th, we are all gathering at the Good Park for Joy Prime Made in Ghana Fair. I'm super excited about it. We are all going there to enjoy ourselves. Yes, there are going to be so many items that are on a discount, and you don't want to miss all of that. The fun activities that will take place, my goodness. Friday evening, we are turning up. Andy Dusty will be on the turntables, and of course, we'll be partying like we ain't got no hurts. On Friday, we are having our fashion show in our traditional outfit, so dress like you are getting married wherever you come from. And on Sunday, we are having our cooking competition. Exactly. Yeah. We are having our cooking competition, and so we cannot wait to see all of you from the 14th to the 17th of this month. That is just 2 days away. So from Thursday to Sunday, we are all gathering at a good park for this fun event. You can't afford to miss it.
But I have a wedding this Saturday.
Okay.
My cousin is getting married, and I want to go with your car.
You want to go with my car?
Yeah.
Oh, no, but I'll also take your car.
Have you seen her?
No,
Have you seen her car?
You don't want contingency.
No, have you seen her Benz?
No.